afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. Um, my name is Tawana Mutapati, and my lovely lead commentator is.
Finesta Pinar. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We have the Kenya woman versus South Africa. The the weather is lovely today, so there is no excuse that they overheated. The game might bring some heat, but it will definitely not be because of the weather. Thank you, Tawana, for joining me today. Um, Excited to see a well-yoked game, or are you leaning towards Kenya or South Africa?
Thank you very much, Fanny. But I mean, let's just take a look at the lineups here. As you can see, Kenya, they are coming through the ranks as a developing African country in terms of hockey. As you can see, the captain here, Miss Ranga Doti, she very experienced player, number 7. And number 10, Miss Joylene Jeptu. She's definitely a couple of players to watch, I'll definitely say. And as you can see, the South African lineup here, the captain, Miss Kaylin Marie, she will be looking forward to getting some goals for herself here on the lineup. And then my number 10 herself, Ane Janse. And then last but not least, the goalkeeper herself. But yeah, here are the log standings for you. South Africa leading the table here with 6 points, having won both of their games. And Kenya currently standing fourth, having played 2 games and drawing 1 and losing 1. So coming into this game, I think Kenya would be looking forward to hopefully getting their first win of the tournament. But against a team like South Africa, that might be hard to say, to be honest with you, because South Africa ranked number 1 in African hockey, and I don't think that they will give the Kenyans any chance at all to get some points on the board. But let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy the game that we have at hand here.
Thank you very much, Tawana. I don't know about you, but I am getting a few jitters. I am pretty sure we're gonna see Kenya bring on their stuff.
Yeah, a couple of handshakes here from the players as they take the field, and here are the fixtures from today. Earlier today, as you can see, Zimbabwe did play Uganda in the women's category. Zimbabwe winning that game 5-1, and after that, the Egyptian men took on Zambian men. Egypt winning 3-1. And just before this game, we witnessed South Africa with a complete massacre against Zimbabwe, winning the game 7-1. And now, coming to you live, is South Africa against Kenya. Kenya dressed with the red tops and the blue skirts, attacking or playing from our left side to the right, and South Africa dressed in all white, playing from the right side, attacking to the left side. As they just go through their cheers for just before the game. But yeah, the two officials we've got Johan Seshamela from Malaysia, I believe, and then Tamala Kenneth from Uganda. And then the reserve umpire is Mr. Bryn Lowe from Zimbabwe.
Alrighty, so there you have it. The teams are just doing their hurdle, getting each other pumped up for the game. Always a good thing to see. There goes the Kenyans. I don't want to just say, right, but do you think that there will be some really good runs from the Kenyan team? I mean, we do know they're the kings and queens of marathons, winners, Olympic winners. So do you think that's something that they also incorporate in their hockey?
Yeah, I know when it comes to fitness levels, generally people from West Africa are known to be known for their fitness. But I think, the South African team equal that quite as well, because when it comes to preparation for sports, South African and fitness and conditioning, South Africans are very on top of things. But yeah, as we go kick off here, Kenya start the ball here in the middle. And seems the Kenyans look very comfortable here on the ball. They're not very phased by South Africa's press. Playing here through the middle, as you can see.
All their all white skirts. They are pretty clear on what they came to do here, and it's good to see. Look at that press going up on the left side. They are pressing high. That's a good thing, taking them on from the start. I'm pretty sure that was some part of the teamwork. Let's not lay back doing half-court presses. Let's go full-court press, and let's take it to them. And it's good to see.
Good tackle.
That's a great tackle there. Good tackle there by Irene from Kenya on the South African player. So yeah, can't wait to see what they got. So South Africa just losing possession of that goal right now, quite easily. Not something that's quite expected as always. Oh, and the Kenyans give away their first short corner in just a minute and a few seconds. That short corner, for those viewers that are watching that might not be too familiar with hockey, is, I know that you think, but she was just defending that short corner, but she intentionally played the ball over the line, and that is part of the rules. You cannot intentionally play the ball as a defender over the line, and then the attacking team will gain a short corner from that mistake. It is the first short corner, so we don't know if it's going to go straight or if it's going to be a variation. But yeah, usually they go straight, so let's just see. Moment of silence here.
A good push from South Africa's
That's great defending from the Kenyan team. They are making sure to keep their mask on until the short corner is done. That is great discipline. Oh, they were so unlucky. That goal was taken to the top left corner of the post. I don't think defenders were aware that the South African was actually going to flick that in too quickly. And we have our first goal in just 2 minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, first blood has been drawn here for South Africa against Kenya. You know, it just took them less than 2 minutes to get on the board here, with a short corner error coming in from Kenya, but then allowing South Africa to get the first goal of the game. And yeah, Kenya will restart the game here right in the middle, but yeah, not losing out on position just yet. Good call by the umpire, allowing Kenya to reset here from just shy of the halfway line.
Yeah, and you know what has to wonder now? I'm like thinking, is South Africans practice sessions, 90% penalty, taking penalty corners, and 10% getting around how to play the rest of the game. Because boy, oh boy, are they executing their short corners? Their percentages is just out of the world. It's really great to see.
You know, Finesse, I'm sure you know as well as a coach yourself. I'm sure you know that, I mean, set piece goals are probably the easiest goals to score, because field goals can be relatively hard to score. So if you can execute and get as many goals as you can from a set piece, that can be very, very formidable and very critical when it comes to such games, you know, especially at the international level.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is why you play for the top team in Namibia here.
Most definitely. The top goal scorer of this top team here in Namibia.
Absolutely great things. I am joined by an athlete of great stature, guys. Tawana, making sure to get the balls in the box. So I do know he knows about a thing or two when it comes to striking and what he's talking about today. So you viewers, listeners, you are in good hands today, speaking to the right guy.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. But yeah, obviously not all the praise goes to me. You know, with me today is Vanessa Pina, you know, ex-Namibian hockey player, national hockey player herself. So she's not shy of the international stage. You know, she does know a thing or two about international hockey. And professional coach, you know, she is my coach, as she mentioned, and an umpire of the game as well. You know, so she's an all-rounder when it comes to the sport. So when it comes to being in good hands, Vanessa, I say that the viewers and the listeners are definitely in good hands with you.
Well, thank you very much, Tawana. That's just awesome praise. Thank you. Appreciate it. So South Africa on the attack. Oh, and they lose out on it. Unlucky with that pickup from the Kenyan side. So South Africa will take the ball on the line, and with spur shot. Would you say that's spur shot? Spur shot will be taking the ball on the line for us. And she decides to actually go back all the way so that they can rotate. Oh, great balls and pick up from the South Africans. I've seen Ntopa picked up the ball very well, and she ran that baseline quite good. That she did not manage to win them a long corner, though, because the Kenyans were just right on her heels.
Yeah, as you can see here on the screen, there's precipitation percentage is 5 and the humidity percent is 44. We've got such a wind speed of 18 kilometers an hour, And yeah, the temperature stands at 24 degrees. So not so hot, not so cold. Perfect weather for hockey, I must say. And yeah, the girls must be feeling good about playing in such conditions, I must say.
I think it's fantastic weather for a game. That's why you could tell how just how all the other games went. Nobody's stressing out too much. They're not tiring out so quickly. So it's perfect weather for day three here at the Junior African Cup in Windhoek, Namibia. Um, Tawana, I see that the South Africans are actually pushing up really quickly, really high. Oh, look at that delivery brought down by the Kenyans. She was just right up her hill. Ranga, they said. Ranga making sure that she stays she stays focused as the captain of the team, as she has a lot of work to do for her team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they lose out on that. I think because the Zimbabwean player might have gotten injured. Miss Marion probably just stepped over her ankles there, injuring herself a bit. But she's a brave soldier. She's gonna limp on this. But South Africa actually have their second penalty corner for the first quarter.
Yeah, just earlier we were praising South Africa about how they execute their short corners very well. So, do you think we'll see a good display of another perfect short corner, or
I pretty much think they're gonna follow through. But I think the Zimbabweans are well equipped to handle this.
the Kenyans? You mean? Yeah, but oh
Out.
yeah,
And there we go. The defending team did their job. Kept the South African ladies out of their goal box. That's a great thing to see from the Kenyan team.
oh
Oh,
unfortunately,
a slip, but still manages to get the ball away and keeping Kenyans away from that ball. Great work. But Kenya keep control of that ball. Great stuff. I like what Irene just did there. She dashes away after winning the ball for her team, making sure that she is in the right place to regain the ball from her teammates. That's great stuff from Irene there. The captain switching the ball from the left to the right side, and they're trying to go around up the field on the right through Jolene, but she has pressure on her, but does exceptionally well with controlling that ball and still maintaining possession of that ball. That is great stuff from Jolene.
yeah, I must say, given the pressure that the South Africa was putting and South African player was putting on Jolene there, she did very well to fake a hit and then got the advantage by playing it on the South African player's foot.
That's where skills come in, Katawana. You know a thing or two about those. You gotta have skill to eliminate your opponent, and perfectly, though, as I might say.
Yeah, as well as I try, you know. Yeah,
South Africa keeps going up the field. Oh, great skill used there. She's looking for the fit, and she did not get it. But oh, there goes a whistle. Great stuff. The Kenyans made sure that they won that ball over. It was just a delay in the umpire's whistle, but it was just before it went into the sacral that she had gotten the foul over South Africa. So the South Africans are pushing up really high on their press. That is good, but the Kenyans are well maintained. They maintained that pretty well. They absorb the pressure, and they're saying, Tawana, we are not laying back. We're going to absorb that pressure and still go forth and on attack.
Yeah, I'm sure in their heads he's just thinking that pressure is only for wheels, not for them, huh?
Like that. That is absolutely correct.
Doesn't seem very phased at all by what's going on here. South Africans can press all they want, but the Kenyans are just equaling it just as much, with cool and composed heads on and off the ball. Good forward play here from South Africa as they attack the circle. And a circle penetration, but doesn't find another South African stick, unfortunately. Just goes out for a Kenyan line out. For a line out ball here for Kenya.
So I can see that the South African ladies are actually pressing quite high, but they are not making use of those opportunities that they are finding in the final third to just get the ball into the circle and then take a shot at goal. So that's something that's gonna hopefully not come to bite them. But yeah, good. It's good for Kenya. The more they lose possession of the ball over the 23, they regain and they get to restart and go again.
Yeah, they get to reset and restructure themselves, and move around a bit and hopefully find a good pass. But there was a bad pass that was intercepted by a South African player.
Kenya gets to get that ball, and moving forward with Abigail. Did she get to manage find a teammate? Unfortunately not. Teammate was way in the circle, too eager to score goals that she missed the player that was right in front of her.
Yeah, the forward play, you kind of get sucked into the forward play that you forget the players that are standing right next to you, and then you just end up whacking the ball forward instead of building up the ball slowly. You kind of get sucked into the idea of just playing the ball forward aimlessly. But yeah, it's always good to to take a breath, stop the ball, and look up and look at your options.
That is true, Tawana. You want to have a look at what you have walking around you, and if you do not have an option, don't be afraid to pass the ball back. Let's play back, recycle, and go again. That is also something that always works hard, better for you.
Yeah, if you have got no forward pass available, it's always nice to have options in all directions of the field.
Ranga doing captain's job there, getting the ball out.
Good elimination skills here by South Africa's number 10, Mrs. Ane Jansa. She unfortunately meets a Kenyan defense that just manages to clear the ball out of the circle. Do a mistrap here by South Africa's defender.
Oh, she regains that ball very nicely. Ifoma is perfectly balanced on that. She did run after the ball or the foul that she made, and then she decided, I'm going to make sure that this mistake does not cost my team. So that was Miss Dubese.
Yeah, she did very well after mistrapping the ball, but she recovered it very well, Miss Dubese, and then she managed to play it forward and meet her and find another teammate of hers. Yeah, South Africa just calmly going through, eliminating the players there. But yeah, you can only eliminate as many players before it meets another defender. So Kenya are doing very well in that aspect.
I know. I applaud them right now. I applaud the Kenyan team. They are keeping up with the pressure. They make sure to get their tackles in. They try to intercept those balls. So for me, right now in the first quarter, job well done, Kenya. Job well done.
Yeah, most definitely. Unfortunately, Miss Ndubisi just failing to find her left back here, as the ball just goes a bit wide and she can't run and catch it. But yeah, here's some stats for you. South Africa do have one shot on goal. Kenya do not have any as it stands, and South Africa do have 3 circle penetrations. Kenya none at the moment. And their position as it stands, 62% to South Africa and 38% to Kenya. And penalty corners, South Africa do have the 2. They did score from their first one, and Kenya do still have none at the moment. But yeah, hopefully that can change. With about 2 minutes left to play in the first
JAC. Exceptional work from the goalie, seeing that the ball was left on its own and rushed in to get that, strike that ball away. But unfortunately, the first foul was against the Kenyan team, and South Africa has gained their 3rd penalty corner. Tawana, what do you think? Do you think they're going to go for the direct poke or going to change that variation?
Well, they've had 3 short corners now. This is their 4th one, and they didn't really score from a direct short corner. So I think they should change it up a bit and try out a different variation and hopefully get a goal from a short corner. Yeah, and there's Miss Germarie. A bit of an early break here from one of Kenyan's players, and unfortunately she gets a card.
What do you think teams should do in a position like that? They lose a player, and now do you think they still go for the direct shot, or do they work around the 3 players that remain because someone is gonna run for it?
Yeah, I think they have to work around those 3 players left, like that. They made the most good defense from them. South Africans are not really showing their quality there from their short corners. That slip didn't really work out in their favor.
I think the ladies team has missed out on the penalty corner training a bit there. because I expected my expectations were probably a bit too high, thinking that they would execute them as well as the men do.
Unfortunately, Kenya conceded another goal that tomahawk just bobbles over the Kenyan sticks, and those ones that bobble over a couple of sticks are always hard to trap. And as we saw there earlier, now South Africa have now 2 goals on the scoreboard, and as it stands now, here's a replay of a tomahawk that sort of just bounces over the goalie, and then the number 3 Kenya, Mrs. Velma Otieno, doesn't manage to stop it on the line there.
Quite unlucky for the Kenyans. Quite unlucky. All right, they still have possession of the ball though. Jolene's got possession, and then she's gonna see how she's gonna get the ball up the field. So far, the aerials have not really been there, worked very well for them. But I think they're pretty confident because they still keep try throwing a few aerials. But yeah, as the game progresses, I think they're probably gonna get a hang of it and execute them very well. I can only hope that for them because they are getting a high press, and that's one of the ways that they want to beat a few players at the same time and get over the South African line.
Yeah, and for your discretion here, Miss Millicent Abukuse is the one who received the green card here at the short corner earlier. I believe it was either for an early break or for some indiscipline there as they were defending the short corner. So yeah, she will sit out for a few minutes and maybe spend the rest of the chaka on the bench or in the sin bin. But yeah, with this half a minute left to play, Kenya will try not to concede another goal and try and shut things down there at the back, and allow no goals.
Yeah, as you can see, Wekesha working really hard for her team there, trying to just keep the pressure of her teammates coming in, interjecting, jabbing. She is really having a good run there in the midfield, trying to keep the South Africans away from her teammates, or her goalpost rather. And yeah, she's doing a pretty great job. I think a good team player. The Kenyans still have ball possession on the line with Miss Diana having the ball. Decides to play it back inwards. Are they gonna go recycle? But nope, they decide to go upfield. They're still attacking their left side of their field. Quick ball played. Oh, she almost missed that one. Oh, unfortunately, the time just got away from Kenya because they had 2 forwards in the circle, and if Miss Millicent had gotten control of that ball, she was looking up, she was finding 2 forwards in that circle, and we could have seen something quite different. But unfortunately, time is not always on your side. And now the first quarter has just finished with the scoreline being 2-0, and our umpires, Ms. Rose and Cindy, in the middle of the park, just getting each other their chats off just about what happened in the first quarter. As you can see on the highlights now, that collision that happened first, despite the great goalkeeping from the Kenyan goalie, they had already given a short corner away. Unfortunately, that short corner led to another goal for the South Africans. That was just a miss kick from the goalkeeper. Just an unfortunate miss kick, and the defense line couldn't stop it from going in. As Tawana said, that little wobble of a ball, always really tough to defend. Yeah, but first quarter is done. We are still streaming live with NBC, bringing us the Junior African Cup at the Davon AstroTurf here in Windhoek. Weather is lovely. Sun just came out a bit just to say hi to everybody around the court, just to get everybody all well gelled, because we get sun here because it's partly cloudy as well. But yeah, Tawana, coach of the Kenyan team, what are you thinking? Does it tell Ranga to run through everybody? What is he thinking right now?
Well, I think the coach would rather keep Ranga there at the back and holding things back there, for defensive wise, and hopefully back their attackers. So Ranga can just keep her structure there from the back, and then urge her forwards, to keep doing more work up there in the front, and try and get more balls up there in front so that they can have more circle penetrations, have more chances at goal, and be more lethal when attacking the South Africans. But yeah, here we go, South Africa playing from our right side towards our left, and Kenya from our left towards our right. Yeah, as you can see, Kenya dressed in the red tops and the blue skirts, and South Africa with the all white and the green socks. But yeah, as it stands for you, as you can see on the screen, the goal is currently 2 to South Africa and Kenya none. But yeah, it's a good stuff to watch here. That Kenya,
Ooh.
currently going up against the number one ranked team here in Africa, hockey wise. But then they're not showing any signs of panic or discomfort at all. They're playing their hockey. I'm sure they've had months and months to prepare for this tournament, and it's showing that they're not
Absolutely,
worried at
Don.
all or phased.
Absolutely. As you could see with that turn that the Kenyan did. Oh! Oh my word, that was a great ball in. Unfortunately, it was judged as dangerous, and Kenyan striker almost got on the end of that. It is great to see that the Kenyans are showing the South Africans that we can get into your circle and we can also take shots on goal. It's really wonderful to see. Look at that replay. It was just that it was dangerous, but unfortunately, she couldn't also get in at the end of that one. Um, Umpires are always making sure that this game, the risk factor of it, is managed very well, and they have been managing the danger ball very well. And that's very commendable for the umpires. South Africa actually getting the better end of that break off because of her great skill that she had on that right hand side to take out three Kenyans that actually just blocked her off during that tackle. She wins that ball and gets the ball up the field. Oh, but the Kenyans regain possession of the ball through Munira that's playing on the right side of the field.
Yeah, good job there by Munir. I think she's the one who sent that ball and allowed Kenya their first circle penetration, but unfortunately the ball that she did send was a bit dangerous. So kind of lost out on the opportunity and the statistic for the circle penetration, but she seems to be doing very well attacking there on the right side. And yeah, a bit of a missed pass here. They tried to switch play, but not finding another Kenyan player on the other side of the field. South Africa will happily take it down the side of the line there. Yeah, nice circle penetration from South Africa down the baseline, beats the keeper, and oh, what a shot on goal. But unfortunately, South Africa cannot convert that chance that they were given, but they still have another chance.
And I like that they keep going. So the goalie is blocking the shots in, and the defenders go to sleep, and then South Africans actually pick it up very quickly, and then get another shot on goal. But unfortunately, or fortunately for the Kenyans, the goalie is awake in this defense line, and it's really good to see that she's commanding that circle, making sure that she's keeping that ball out and not worrying about the goals that have already gone in. That is a good mentality to have as a player and playing against a tougher opponent.
Yeah, most definitely. As you saw, that the defense also, they're not panicking when they have the ball. They're in their 23 or in their 16. They're very calm. They're playing their passes well. Controlling the ball. No miss hits, no miss passes. But South Africa keep on knocking, keep on asking questions of the Kenyans. And with some good 1-2 passes here between the South African players, they're doing very well up there, I must say. They just need to convert more of their chances and get a few more field goals in, because it seems to me that their short corners aren't really working. And either they need to change something on the execution or, get a couple more field goals, as I say. And yeah, with about 5 minutes played here in the second chaka, South Africa leading 2-0. They do get another short corner here, another penalty corner. So let's just see if they can execute this one here, because this is probably their fourth one or their fifth one, and they haven't converted any of their goals from short corners yet, but they'll be looking to try and get their first goal from the short corner today. As we saw earlier, the South African men were quite lethal with their short corners. Let's see if their women's team can do the same. Moment of silence there from the crowd. A good injection, a good stop, good slip there. Just needs a good shot. But yeah, finds the stick of the Kenyan.
Oh, the goalie was nowhere to be found on that one. Does she make it back? She does make it back in time, but unfortunately they give away another short corner. Oh my word! They almost had a goal at that end for South Africa. Give away a goal to South Africa,
Yeah.
but well done, well done. It was just a foot.
Keeper was beaten there, but unfortunate for Kenya that they did have a last man there on the post and they managed to clear the ball. Another slip and a hit, and unfortunately the shot just goes wide and allowing Kenya to restop the ball here from their 16.
So just an interesting thing for the fans out there, just to know that the winning teams in the of the finals here will qualify not just for the final but to also gain an entry into the FIH Hockey Men's Junior Men's Junior Cup. But the Men's Junior Cup will be held in India 2025, and for the women's competition it will be held in Kenya. It will be held in Kenya. Oh, sorry, the Kenya, South Africa, Uganda, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. It will be competing for the final 3 spots, which is a great thing for this year. That at least 3 teams get to go through, and then compete in the Women's Junior World Cup in Chile. Would you pronounce that as Chile or Tawana, or is it child? These pronunciations. I'm African, man. I'm African. So the Men's Junior World Cup will happen in India, and the Women's World Cup will be taking part in Chile.
Chile, yeah, I believe you did pronounce that very well. Yeah, it is definitely Chile in South America.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a good trip here, a good exposure for the players here to manage to get to India for the men and then Chile at some point. It's definitely something to look forward to for all the teams that are competing here today. And I think from our players here, from our local players here, the Namibians, I think they would be looking forward to getting top 3 spot in their both respective tables, and going on to the next point.
Of course, it's not always about where you're starting off, but where you want to finish. So yeah, that was good. She was trying to get that chip over on the Kenyan sticks, but Kenyans pretty much awake there, following the ball all the way past down the field, and forcing South Africa to start again. Oh, great pickup in the middle there by Ntoba, and South Africa gets another short corner won for their team.
Yeah, another South African short corner here. You know, they've had a couple now short corners that they've had to take, but unfortunately they haven't converted any short corners just yet. But they'll be looking forward to hopefully getting some goals behind when it comes to their short corners and executing them very well as well.
It looks like they actually huddle up quickly to make sure that they say, this is not working, let's change this, and hopefully we can see that.
Yeah, moment of silence here. So a good push, a good stop, good slip.
Oh, Kenyans are awake, but are they awake for the rebound? No one at the end of that, but the goalie's got a great stop by the goalkeeper. This time the Kenyans, unfortunately they get another short corner against them. They were awake to clear that rebound from the goalkeeper. So at least that's something that they looked into and they have stepped up with. So it was good to see that they cleared their lines pretty quicker than they did the previous time. But yeah.
Yeah, good work. They've by the Kenyan defense here to not allow themselves to concede another goal. But unfortunately for them, it just got played out and then allowing South Africa to get another short corner. Nice, another slip. And a flick, but unfortunately just goes over the bar.
I think you could. I'm pretty sure that ball went as high, so high that you could probably hit one of Elon Musk's satellites out there. But yeah,
that was definitely a high ball.
That was pretty high.
You know,
no, they did use the same slip that they did as the penalty corner before that, but just that drag flick went over the board.
Yeah, but unfortunately that shot kind of seemed like the same strategy that you would use for an overhead, not a flick. So
that is true. Oh, what a miss! The Kenyans are, whoa, that was dangerous. That was quite dangerous. The umpire just giving her a bit of a talk saying, please, that's your final warning. I'm pretty sure he's telling her that next time it's going to be a card. And I wouldn't blame him because she is putting herself through a very dangerous position right there, Tawana. You don't want to see that stick whacking your ball.
Yeah, most definitely, because it
Oh,
can
the
be
Kenyan
dangerous.
gets away with the ball, but she couldn't control it. South Africans at the end of that, nice and easy. Great defending. She did not panic at all with that one. Unfortunate, unfortunate. It is good that the Kenyans are actually going up that field. Going at them is really, really great to see.
Yeah, good stuff here. Good defense from South Africa. I think she was the last line of defense there, but she did very well. Got the ball away from the Kenyan forward and then managed to change things, change possession as well. But unfortunately, just gets her body there. She tries to play it away from the defender. Yeah, but now Kenya will turn over possession and they will start it from there, just shy of their 23.
Oh, they got hits on them for sure. You don't want to be in the path of a Kenyan defender hitting a ball because they go really hard. And
You know, earlier, Fenny, you did say the Kenyans could be potential marathon runners, but it seems to me that they are potential golf players at this point, you know.
yeah, that's pretty accurate observation you got there, Tawana. They definitely good with those backhand shots.
They are doing very well getting rid of the ball there from the back. But yeah, here's some couple stats for you. South Africa still only with 3 shots on goal. Kenya with none at the moment as it stands. And the circle penetrations, South Africa with 6, Kenya with none. And possession-wise, 68% for South Africa and 32% for Kenya. And penalty corners, South Africa have the 4 and Kenya still have none. And yeah, as you can see, the South Africans keep on asking questions of the Kenyans that they cannot answer just yet on a possession, on a short corner, on a shot-wise, everything. That unfortunately they are not equal or not. They don't feel the competition as much. The heat isn't really getting into South Africa, but hopefully, you know, as the tempo rises in the game, so will their confidence.
Yeah, but yeah, Tawana, that's also like something. Whoa. She
What
just
a
took 2
turn.
players out with that great technique of faking to the inside and then going back to where she wants to go. That was great skill from South Africa. The balls are really connecting with each other really well, but the Kenyans got the better hand of that, fakes a shot, and then moves the ball along, and she wins a free hit for her team. That is great defending right there by the Kenyan. Millicent making sure she does her work and gets right back into it to get her team to deliver the ball to her. She goes up the field. Ooh, the one thing I'd say to Dawn, that is a great receive.
She did get it very well. I'm not sure what the umpire's call was there, but
Yeah,
yeah.
wasn't quite clear on that call. But yeah, umpires only blow what they see, so they must have blown something that we missed. Not a problem. Kenyans reset and they're gonna defend that goal. Their goal post now. South Africa looking to go backwards and work their way up the field again. Really good pickup from Jody there, and Jody keeps going. She was trying to penetrate the circle. Kenyans are trying to keep her out. She still has control of the ball and she manages to get a shot in, but it was a dangerous shot. Ball into the circle, and the Kenyans can breathe a little bit and see if they can actually get out of this high press and connect with the rest of their girls.
Great overhead here from Kenya. It seems that they are able to throw good overheads.
Yes.
And yeah, they just showed it
South
there.
Africa just lost out on that ball. Will she be able to deliver it properly to a teammate? Unfortunately not. She panics way too quickly, doesn't keep her cool, does it again. She's not a bit confident on the ball right now and making mistakes quite a bit often. She is in the midfield, the Tawana, and you don't want to, as a midfield player, make too many mistakes because you are the eagle eye of the field and you want to get that ball up the field as quick as possible.
Yeah, I think if you do decide to play midfield, I think you should be able to make decisions before you get the ball and just as quick as you can because the press is quite hectic if you do play midfield, and yeah, your decision making skills must be as good as your your ball, your aerial skills, everything. They just have to complement each other.
That's absolutely right, Tawana.
Good
Oh, okay.
pass into the middle here by
That is
Kenya.
great, great passing happening. Um, that's a good thing. She just kept. Oh, she looks like she is actually. Oh, she still has the ball. She still has the ball. That was Abigail, and they are gonna just take a hit. Tawana, sometimes it's good to know when to take a hit of the ball because you're not just playing anyone. You're literally playing South Africa, and as they have shown, they have quite a bit of a good ball control. So hitting through them might not just be the best choice. So to actually find a pass of a teammate and then going around them would be better choices that the Kenyans could actually look into making instead of just trying to hit the ball through the South Africans that actually have quite a bit of good blocking skill.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of the first basics you learn in hockey is how to stop a ball, and I'm sure all of these South Africans here learned that in the fundamentals
Yeah.
growing up playing hockey. So I think stopping these balls that are coming from the Kenyans is no problem at all. So it's about time that they do change their strategies in the strategy in getting rid of the ball in their 16 and in their 23,
Yep.
because it seems to me that
Great captain, my captain.
yes, good stop there by Kenya. She gets rid of it, but yeah, it seems to me that they are sticking with the hitting technique, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yep. It's not a problem to hit. It's to actually be just to know when to execute it. That's actually gonna help them out or get them a bit further in their mission. Ooh, and that was a bad tackle, but I would say a tackle that was saved by the bell,
Most
Tawana,
definitely.
because that tackle was from behind and it could easily would have landed her a card. But yes, she survived that one, and that was the end of the first half. For those that are just joining us or are watching at home, we have reached the first half. South Africa has 2 points and Kenya 0. You can just see the umpires there giving themselves a high five of Brian and Valentine, just making sure we've kept this whole game going. We've kept our cool, we've kept our cards in the pocket. So well done to the umpires for controlling a well-paced game. It was really good. You can see the highlights just coming through now on the screen of that collision where the goalie actually came off her line and delivered a brilliant clearance for her Kenyan team. But unfortunately, the collision that happened before that kind of already got South Africa a penalty corner, which they then in the end managed to score, but after it's actually a field goal, because the short corner was over at the time, and then Kenyans giving them work for their money as well, almost delivering a goal on the South African end. It was really well done. Brilliant height. Unfortunately, it was judged as dangerous, and therefore they had to just go back on it.
Yeah, I mean, just while watching a couple of the highlights here, Fanny, you can tell that Kenya have really relied on their hitting. It doesn't matter if they're defending or attacking. It seems like they are seasoned golf players. With every shot or every pass they are taking there, it's coming all the way from a 90-degree angle and trying to meet the ball.
Yeah.
I think they are forgetting the danger aspect of doing these hits. Here's a good example of that. That even within a crowd, you can't really just be swinging and hoping for such a good outcome.
Oh, I see the South African men watching their ladies in the crowd. They finished their job. Did a job well done there, mixing with the locals. It's great to see the South Africans coming to bond with the locals over here. Uh, I think the weather gives for a lekker braai after the games after day three. So we're gonna have a lekker braai. You know, just like the South Africans would say, the Namibians are very well good with that. We're gonna we don't call it barbecue over here, so we're gonna go in for a lekker braai after day two matches just here. So please, if you wanna come over to the fields, it'll be great for you. We,
Yeah.
well, we got the halftime stats. Um, the Tawana, you can see that South Africa, well, obviously, as we all saw, do have the most ball possession right now. And like you did mention earlier, that uh, that missed ball that the Kenyans threw into the South Africa goal post that they just missed had also missed them the opportunity to actually have shots on goal just because it was a foul and it was actually dangerous.
Yeah.
So Kenyans, the only thing they have picked up so far, unfortunately, is a green card.
Unfortunately, the stats don't lie, as you can tell here. You know, with the possession, the circle penetration, South Africa definitely have been the better team in this first half. But yeah, I think some things have to change. Hopefully, the coach is just having a word or two with the girls about the rules as well, because I think the hitting isn't really working in their favor. And the possession stats are not very friendly as well. You know, 33% to 67%, and no penalty corners, no circle penetrations in 30 minutes worth of hockey. I don't think that should be something. That's definitely not something to to be happy about or to smile about. So hopefully the Kenyans can in the second half change things around, change their tactics, and yeah, and be more disciplined as well. You know,
Yep.
because that green card that they have probably costed them a goal. And yeah, but I mean, as we said in the game before, that it was quite formidable from the two teams. That the discipline was intact. I mean, only one green card in 30 minutes of
Yeah,
hockey.
yeah,
That is very good.
yeah. And as much as sorry, Tawana. As much as we are enjoying the great weather right now around the the Davin AstroTurf, I would have you know, Tawana, that uh, we actually have lightning that's just 30 kilometers away from where we are playing. So I am sure that the technical team is actually watching out for that. But you would know that if the lightning actually comes within 10 kilometers of range of the Davin AstroTurf, we might likely see that the game would have to be stopped just for the viewers to know that if it's within the 10-kilometer radius, because of the dangers of lightning, we would then need to stop this game and then take note of the scores and the time that it was stopped, and we will then have to wait for nature to actually do its thing. Probably showers with great rain, and
Yeah.
as soon as the lightning goes further away, the game would resume back to where we started off as we were. Goals will obviously stay the same. Rain won't score for Kenya or South Africa. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, speaking about the weather as well, let's just take a look at the couple of fixtures that we have left for the day. Yeah, we've got Kenya going against Namibia in the men's category. That's scheduled for 5 o'clock after this game. So the women are playing now, and the men will take on the hosts at 5 o'clock, and then just after that, the Namibian women will go against Zambia at 7 o'clock. But do join us shortly after, as we are about to take a short break.
Namibia proudly hosts the Junior Hockey World Cup qualifiers right in the heart of Windhoek from the 18th to the 25th of April at Devon Trustco Hockey Stadium. The best young talents from across Africa will battle it out for a shot at global glory. Who will represent the continent on the world stage? Follow real-time updates and all the live action on all our NBC Sports social media platforms. This is more than just hockey. This is the road to the World Cup. Catch every moment live on NBC2. NBC, it's ours.
Welcome back to the Junior African Cup that's taking place in Windhoek, Namibia, live from the David Truscos Hockey Stadium. NBC Sport providing us this awesome footage, making sure that everybody does not miss the stream right now. South Africa starting the second half. They are playing from left to right, and then Kenya, their opponents playing from uh, right to left in the red, and South Africa playing in their pearly whites and green socks. We are just about to start the second half. The score right now is 2 goals to 0 to South Africa, and Kenya still having a whole half to get back at them. Let's just hopefully see some great action from both of these teams.
Yeah, just here starting with us, we're joined by the captain here, Kaylin Marie. She'll start the ball in the middle and they'll pass it back to her teammate. Yeah, and yeah, we are live here for the Junior Africa Cup. As my co-host here said that, as the scores as you can see on the screen, South Africa 2, Kenya 0. Ready for the second half here at the Davin Trust Co. Astrofield.
Oh, South African just losing out on that one, but Kenya is going to say thank you, ma'am, and still continues to get the ball. A little warning for the South African team for playing that ball away. I'm sure the umpire is going to watch out for that again. But yeah, I think it's great umpiring. They're not too harsh. They first speak to the players before they actually make their decisions on giving their cards. So that's good communication to keep between player and umpire. Unlucky for the Kenyan, that's losing out on that interception. Oh, what a great block from Marion Wekeza. Wekeza just in the hotline there to block that ball off. Great stuff. That's what you want a defender to do. She literally put her body on that line, went fishing for that ball and got it.
Everything on the line for that stop there, because then she knows if she didn't stop that, then that would have been a good goal for South Africa. But yeah, she did give it all and made a good interception there in the last line of defense.
Right. South Africa winning that free hit right now, and Bailey decides to go all the way back so that they can recycle and then go on the attack. Great. She looks up pretty well, sees that channel is blocked, and decides to come back. And they're going to keep going until I see a runner freeing themselves at the front, and in order to deliver the ball. They're going to keep their calm, going to keep rotating that ball. That's great stuff from Bailey and Germany at the back, just keeping control of that ball and delivering it front. That's the run that they were looking into. Oh, great. She actually won herself a short corner with that one. If you have noticed that every time the South Africans run on that baseline, that was Paige doing that aerial, 3D skills. They're always looking on that baseline to win themselves the short corner, and they've pretty much managed 50% of them this far, Tawana.
Yeah, most definitely so. South Africa on the attack, they've been quite lethal, quite ruthless as well, not giving Kenya any breathing space. But their execution hasn't been very commendable. But hopefully with this short corner here, they've discussed and changed some things around. Let's see some things.
That's an early break from the South African. She is lucky. Oh, I was about to say she's lucky the umpire did not see that, because early break from the attacking team would mean that she has to go all the way back to the halfway line. Yep, and then her injector gets a warning as well. That's great stuff. Good keeping out from the co-umpire right there.
Yeah, good call as well.
Yep.
Push into the second
Kenyan's
castle.
coming out really fast and clearing the goal. She's gonna deliver it back. Oh, great stuff. Unlucky though. Unlucky because they have more Kenyans waiting on the halfway line, and that's why I always say if it's a short corner and the defenders win the short corner, the first place to always look is the halfway line, because you have more manpower than the attacking team on that halfway line, just waiting for that ball to come through.
Yeah, when it comes to short corner execution, it seems to me that South Africa are pushing those balls a bit too slow, allowing the break from the Kenyan defense just to make it in time to block before they manage to take a shot on goal.
Mhm.
So I think when they do have a few practice sessions in their next games to come, I think the coach can definitely work on the speed of the short corner injections.
But of course, Tawana, that's a great observation from you. And
Then again,
gets
another.
another whack down the street. Just plainly seeing a red shirt and just bumping that ball instead of just connecting the balls with each other. Nice connecting passes with each other and get the ball up that field. Great work there by Irene again. Irene's really trying to put in the work for her team. She's really pushing them high. Listen to the coach on the sideline that he wants them to push higher, making sure to connect those balls and actually get the ball into South Africa's half.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me that the Kenyans are lacking the basic skill of just a simple push pass or a slap pass,
Yep.
because they're missing out on a lot if they just keep on whacking the ball just as often as they do just now. But what a good tackle,
That was
nonetheless.
that was a great tackle from Diana. I think her great height and long arms just helping her through that one. Smooth tackle, does not take out the player and just connects very well to the ball. I think that was brilliantly done from Diana. She regains possession for her team, lays the ball over out to the outside for Cynthia, but she cannot get to the end of that ball. But South Africa instead makes sure that Angel gets intercepts that ball, gets it up into a playmate's space that collects it really well. They're playing really good 1-2s, something that Kenyans could look into doing much more often to actually get that ball off up the field.
Yeah, and a good
Clearance from the
save here.
goalie. I would have believed that clearance looked pretty safe from the goalie. It went over everybody's heads, but the umpire did not think that it was safely done. Therefore, awarded to South Africa with another short corner that for the Kenyans to defend.
Yeah, there we go. Another short corner for South Africa here. The tally for their short corners just keeps on rising, but unfortunately, no execution on their part, as they haven't scored any goals from their short corners. They've been awarded with quite a few of them, but yeah, they had a bit of a longer discussion this time, so I'm hoping for something different and something more solid, I would say. Let's see if things will change here. South Africa gear up for this. And a slap short corner instead. Oh, and a
Oh,
good flick, but unfortunately it just goes wide off the mark, not finding the target. But yeah, good change of strategy here from South Africa.
yep.
But yeah, hopefully now they can just work on their shots on target when it comes to taking the short corners. And maybe they can ask their boys a thing or two about that. They can ask Mr. Jaden Bricker about how he manages to execute his short corners very well when it comes to taking them off at the top of the circle like that.
Ooh. Another hit down the line from the Kenyans. Not sure how the South Africans won that ball because it looked as if it had came out of the South African stick. But then yeah, South Africa gets to start the ball on the line and then attack into the Kenyan half. Um, let's see, they decide to start it off straight into the middle of the field. South Africa looks up and well done to Kenya. She gets possession of the ball again. That is their goal saver, Mariona Wekesa. She's always putting her body right there where the teammate needs it, always on the line, trying to get the ball away.
Yeah, it was good stuff from them. She's doing very well there at the back by shutting things down. But yeah, as we've played so far about 6 minutes right now into this quarter, South Africa still just leading by the 2 goals, and no goals from them yet. 3 short corners, but South Africa failing to convert all 3 by hopefully, increasing their lead here. But as it still stands, the scores remain the same. And yeah, these hits just seem to be coming in abundance here from Kenya. And another little bit of a tomahawk clearance just goes down the line, and then yeah, cameraman graciously gives it back to the attacking team. Yeah, South Africa will start it here from the line.
A
And
good build up the field, nice and easy. Looking up, looking where the teammates are, and then just making sure to get it up the field. Ah, great. Taking up on the left winger, she brings it inside, looks up to her teammate. Oh, unfortunately misses it. They have great visions, the South Africans, going forward. Umpire says that there was a touch from the Kenyan, which seems to have disagreed, but it is uh, uh, uh,
The
oh,
Kenyan
okay, it's the
line out.
Kenyan line out. Oh, great. Oh, great. So there was just a bit of a miscommunication there at the end. And Wekesa is going to start it off, get the ball off for the Kenyan side. She does very well again.
Yeah, or the kids are just gonna whack it downfield, hopefully again, or change it a bit. Another whack
Whoop,
down the
another
field.
whack down, and this time around, she actually just misses it the whole way, and South Africans gain possession of the ball again, and they are just looking to go forward.
Yeah, maybe if I think Keza Marion just had more support there at the back, they can play it amongst themselves at the back instead of just hoping to get more balls up in front, because no one's collecting the balls that they're racking up in front.
Of course. Oh, unlucky there. I'm not too sure, Stefan, if you saw what happened, but I think there was a foot
Yeah,
maybe on the way out.
Yeah, I believe it did catch one of the Kenyans' feet there, as South Africa were going in for the shot.
South Africa's looking to actually add a point to their score line. Once again, the short corners have been a bit disappointing for me. But then, even though the Kenyans are defending the short corners pretty well, they're actually not using that as an advantage to themselves as well. So right at this stage, getting a short corner doesn't really guarantee a goal, but it also doesn't guarantee the defending team of a breakaway. Oh, that was some flick right there. Some flick just missing the post yet again. They are trying to change things up, but looks like everything they're changing up to is a bit disappointing to them.
And a good overhead here from Kenya from their 16.
Well collected. Well collected by Riebetswe. Great work on that aerial. Oh, surely that should be a short corner. And it is. Took the player out of her play. Right on the edge of the circle. And that is definitely a straight short corner. She is lucky to not have gotten a card on that one. Or am I wrong on that part? I think she might have gotten a card maybe. We will see just in a moment. But South Africa gets another chance. See if they can get another one. Perhaps. Or will the Kenyans keep them at bay?
I assume so. You know, unless they did definitely change everything on entirely. But it seems to me that the South Africans have run out of options here when it comes to short corners.
Oh, what a defensive line right there by the Kenyan. But South Africa still alive, but very much alive with the ball. Trying to go at it. Oh, well done by the defending team. That was great job. Unfortunately, Michelle just had a bit of an injury there on the field. Umpire right on top of that, stopping the time for us immediately. A player just went down. Hopefully it's not anything serious. Ranga as a captain looking very well, worried for her teammate right now, trying to assess what could have, if it's something that's not concerning for the coach. She will just have an assessment done, and they're gonna see if she can actually carry on. Hopefully she can. She's working really hard in that circle for them, so they definitely do need her on the pitch still.
Yeah, definitely. As you can see, here's a replay of the unfortunate series of events that took place, leading to her injury.
Oh, she got it.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, that was a follow through from the South African shot that they took that just connected with her, and it's quite painful. Tawana, you have been on the front foot of injuries over your years, so you know how bad that must sting.
Yeah, I most definitely have been on the receiving end, and right now, as we're speaking, I am nursing an injury myself. You know, it's not an easy foot to come off from. You know, as you can see, the medical attention seems to be taking longer than expected. But just for the Kenyan sake, I just hope that she's alright and she manages to recover well, and no serious damage has been done.
Yep.
but she seems to be walking
Ah,
off
well
the
done. She's a
field.
champion. She's a champion. That's good to see. A player getting up from an injury and then actually working themselves off. It gives you faith. She's not seriously injured. A substitution can come on and just carry it on. Hopefully, improve on where she's leaving it off. That is if she's going off for the rest of the quarter. We have is 6 minutes in. Um, Getting quite close to the end of this quarter. There have been no goals thus far. South Africa still putting up that high press. Kenya still continuing their very aggressive heats down the field, hoping to find a teammate at the end of that. But I think it will be much better if they could actually just pass it to a teammate rather than hoping that a teammate picks it up, and because then they have the legs to actually control part of this game to their advantage. Oh, what great passes going down for South Africa, and they are still going. Unfortunately for them, Kenyans are still awake in that circle. They might have lost a player, but the rest are still tuned in to defending and making sure to keep those South Africans out.
Yeah, no, good job there. I mean, good link-up play. Good link-up play from the South Africans there. The passes were amazing. And, ooh, here we go.
Oh, she misses that, and okay, I was unlucky. That goal will not count. I know some of you at home are shouting and probably off your feet right now, but unfortunately, she swung at that and it hit the wrong side of the stick, which is usually the stick, that side of the stick that you don't play with. You would see that those circum penetrations still just keep going up for the South Africans. They have 12 circle penetrations, but only scored 2 goals. That's a lot to talk about over the team talks that are going to be happening after the game. 66 possession of the ball, and they have only scored 2 goals, which means the Kenyans, which are now attacking. Oh, she did not look at all and utilize that ball at all. That was not a good circle penetration that they did there. Cynthia not looking to release the ball to her teammate. She just decided to whack it in with 2 defenders blocking her off. Unfortunately, South Africa gets the ball.
Yeah, Jody blows number 6 there. She just unfortunately loses the ball there on the attack there, and then allows Kenya to regain possession. And then a beautiful overhead just makes it over the halfway line, and Kenya will collect this just shy of the 23 line because there was a foul that was committed there, and they will recycle the ball. A bit of a mistrap here from the captain that allows the South Africans to press, and an interception just over the halfway line there, and a good tackle there by the Kenyans. Switch of possession as the Kenyans shift now from attack or from defense into attack. Oh, and then again. Oh, then here we go. The Kenyans seem to be changing up the tempo here.
But they are getting so closely. What a jab! They seem to be very good at that. Please link it. Oh, unfortunately, I wanted to actually just see a good 1-2 play from the Kenyan side. So I was hoping that that link up comes together. But good second penetration on the Kenyan half. Just a moment ago, they are coming at it. They're not laying back and saying the South Africans can get what they want. Oh, unlucky. She does not go towards the ball, but waits for the ball. But they can penetrate the circle. She gets a foot in a short corner. Great attacking play right there from Jet 2. Now the Kenyan number 2. I would like to call her Jolene. Come on. That's a good short corner that she just won for her team. Can the Kenyans convert, Tawana?
I mean, this is their first short corner of the game. It came in only in the third quarter, but hopefully now they're only down 2 goals, and they definitely should execute this.
First time can be a charm.
Yeah, for sure. I think they should definitely make the most of this chance that they just got and get hopefully half the deficit. I mean, they're down 2 goals. If they score 1 here, they'll be down 1 goal. So let's see.
Unlucky, she just goes on the ground and no one has moved The South Africans picking up the ball and whacking it upfield. Oh, she actually saw that there were 3v1 situation happening there. She is lucky that that was not a short corner awarded, because she just took the player and not the ball. And to try and whack it upfield again. The jabs coming in. Oh, they're actually very good at those jabs, but unfortunately did not land it very well. And therefore the South Africans regain possession of that ball, and they're going to go at it very quickly. Quite unfortunate, Tawana, that the Kenyans could not make use of that short corner. It was quite very well executed. It's just that the slip that happened. Not sure if she didn't know she was gonna get the slip, because she did not take that ball very well.
Yeah, it seemed like a surprise for her. She seemed not to be expecting it at all. But I must say it was a good execution from Kenya. They did get the shot on goal, but unfortunately it was blocked, and they didn't manage to get the goal that they hoped for.
Just there, unfortunately, Cynthia just hitting that ball with the backside of her stick, and then just lost it for her team. But yeah, you can see that she gets back right into it, continues defending. Another overhead to no man's land from South Africa. The goalie just guiding that ball to the outside, very well protecting her goal post. Not that anything was going to come of it, but yeah, you just want to make sure that you don't have a little mishap happening there. That's good. Diana just joining us back into the squad. Took a little breather there, resting her lungs. Let's get running again. South Africa wins that foul. Kenyans looking to defend it again. On the point of the outside right now, weather is really looking spicy. It's looking good. And there goes the hooter. End of the third quarter.
Yeah, no goals unfortunately in this quarter. South Africa still lead with 2 goals. Kenya still haven't come to the game just yet. As the game still stands, as South Africa 2 and Kenya 0. With only 15 minutes left to play, Fanny, what do you think the Kenyans have left to play for? Do they have a lot on the line, or do you think they'd rather just play it safe and not concede any more goals?
To be honest, 2-0, it's for me, as a player that actually is always trying to get at the opponents, I wouldn't lie low with a 2-0. You can get, I would want to push for a goal. So I would really would have asked my teammates, let's press a bit higher than we are right now. Let's try and intercept those balls and try to run at them, because we do have the legs and we do have some skill to actually get past that final defense line of the South Africans. So I would say let's push for 1 goal. The moment the 1 goal goes in, the entire team spirit actually just rises and everybody wants to get one in out of it.
Yeah, most definitely. And statistically, we were expecting a one-sided game here from South Africa, but I think Kenya really, they've shown their quality here. They've come to the game with they brought their hockey sticks, they brought their hockey shoes, they were ready for this game. But unfortunately, just being caught out with those 2 unfortunate goals. But I must say that they have played very well in these 3 chukkers, and with this last chukker, hopefully they can get 2 goals for them, or even more. They can actually end up winning this game. I think they aren't favorites obviously going into this game, but with the way they've played in these 45 minutes, they can definitely turn things around.
Yes, Tawana. And as you all saw on the highlights just now, you'd see that the Kenyans have defended the third quarter very exceptionally. So therefore, then I believe that they are going for the last. They are going for a goal up, or they want that goal, and they are gonna push. So for the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure they are gonna throw those overheads, and they're gonna get their frontline women to actually push very high, and let's just get a goal. Let's see if we can shake the South Africans up. I mean, it's 15 minutes, Tawana. We could push for a draw right at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I think yeah, I'm sure the South African coach also just equaled that pep talk as well. You know, he knows that they're 2 goals up, but anything can change in 15 minutes. So I think he did have a chat with these girls, and he told them that yeah, look guys, you're only 2 goals up. 15 a lot can change in 15 minutes. So please, let's not reduce the tempo. Let's not be too careless with the ball, and let's execute the chances, especially with the short corners. You know, South Africa have had ample short corners in this game, but they haven't executed a single one. So I'm sure that's one of the things that the South African coach did talk with his goals
Yep.
about.
I said, we have Dora just uh, playing the ball as fast as she could, but it did not connect with the teammate, and then the ball went out. So now South Africa gets to just take a little breather and then rebuild from the back. Are they gonna close her down? They're not quick enough for that, but I like the fact that they're actually pushing to get a ball and then catching South Africa probably dozing off. That would be great for them. But oh, South Africans are actually very strong on the ball and getting the ball upfield for themselves. Um, we say, and oh, the goalie getting on the front foot of that one. Is that a short corner? Oh, my word. Kenyans a little bit unlucky on those short corners that they are giving away quite too often now. But yeah, it was great defending from them once again. They have been doing that quite well, but we just want to switch it up and see what else can they show us besides exceptional defending, Tawana.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, and we just spoke about the number of short corners that the South Africans had, and by now I think the coach did talk to the girls, and they'll be hoping to hopefully get a goal from a set piece. You know, because nothing as easy as getting a goal from a short corner. You know. But yeah, let's just wait and see as South Africa gear up for their short corner. And a
Oh,
slip to the right. And a shot. Oh, just needed a stick deflection into goal. But unfortunately, the South African forward did not match that. And then the ball just goes wide for a Kenya 16.
just 5 inches past the post. Very lucky on the defensive part for the Kenyans because no one actually was at that far post, and unfortunately South Africa couldn't capitalize.
Yeah.
They do throw great overheads. Unlucky. Her teammate could not bring that down very well. So they now look to play off from the back foot, starting off, going around with the players. And South Africa controlling that midfield right now. Pretty good. Going upfield, attacking their left side, and switching it over. That was just a body down. I'm sure the umpire took note of that. Could have just been a slight collision, nothing too harmful. South Africans making sure, shifting the ball, keeping possession, not just trying to chuck it into no man's land like the Kenyans do when they get the ball. They're very strategic with their move up front, but unfortunately loses out on that. Well, the Kenyans hopefully just take a little breather, look up, let's find our teammate, and let's get the ball up the field. That will really work in great favor for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't take much for them just to look up. But yeah, we have just been greeted by the rain in this game. As the current weather conditions here in Windhoek, it is now raining currently, and as you can see, no better feeling than playing in the rain. I'm sure the Kenyans and the South Africans right now playing, having a good time as the rain just keeps pouring down. Yeah, as I mean, this is only the fourth chaka. It's now raining in good old sunny Windhoek. Who knew that it was, I mean, it was, the clouds did seem a bit grey and upset, but yeah, now they're just showing that, yeah, it's time for them to show what they're made of. But I mean, not drawing any attention away from the hockey. It is, as it stands, it's the fourth chaka here, Kenya against South Africa, and yeah, the South Africans have just scored the third goal, making it 3-0 for them. But yeah, as it stands right now, Kenya, are on the back trail here. Unfortunately, they've done absolutely the best they could to try and keep South Africa. I mean, they went a whole quarter without conceding a goal, but then unfortunately now they've just conceded the third goal.
Yep, that was quite unlucky for the Kenyans. I mean, that is gonna burn a bit on their end, but it doesn't mean that it's over, right? You now probably have to restructure again and rethink a bit. What are we doing now from now on? We have 11 minutes on the clock. Actually, less than 11 minutes because it's just seconds. Do we now gain just keep the game as it is? Do we fall back into a half-court press and just keep the South Africans from scoring goals, or do we still keep going at this? Could the Namibian rains, help a bit in this factor, or what's gonna happen? But yeah, they give the ball away quite easily again. But their defending team, they're the player of the match for me right now. That is always keeping the South Africans away from the post. Where Kesa is at the end of that, making sure that they don't progress into penetrating their circle. That was great work. Oh, unlucky on that. And she just delivers a great ball into the field. The goalie is away. A block from Millicent that actually saves that ball from going in the post. That was a great block, if I must say. That was honestly a great block. And the goalie, good work coming out. She saw the danger and went up to greet it and then make sure that it was not penetrating.
Yeah, unfortunately from the captain, Kaylin Marie, she had a chance to take the shot, but she opted for the pass. Unfortunately, I don't know why that is, but she had a clean shot at goal. But I think when it comes to decision making, I would expect the captain to be much more switched on when it comes to that. You know, she was literally facing the goal, and for some reason she did decide to take the pass, but into a congested area again,
Yep.
which shows you that from a mentality point of view and from a decision making point of view, I think there are some things that should change. But I mean, nothing to complain about much for them. I mean, they are 3 goals up,
Yep.
less than 10 minutes to play. They are, trying to hopefully, play the best hockey they can in the last 10 minutes. And
But of course, I'm pretty sure they're going to slow the game down as much as possible. Look for their running players. Look for where the pockets are. If they're running into pocket, if they're running into space. But I know that all they're going to do is just manage the game right at this point. They're just going to manage it well. If they do get a goal, it will be great for them. But as you can see, they're just trying to manage it, trying to get to the end of the quarter.
yeah, for sure. I think now the whole game is now being played in Kenyans 23. They haven't had any circle penetrations this whole quarter, I believe, and the ball hardly has made it past the halfway line. I think either fatigue or the nerves are getting the best of the Kenyans as we speak, because they haven't been as strong and as confident on the ball.
Okay, South Africans still. South Africans actually trying to get in on the Kenyans right there.
Yeah, and as it stands, Kenya are doing a good job at trying to keep South Africa here at bay. I mean, it's only 3 goals, but an overhead here from the back finds gets into Thingy's 23, but fortunately for them, it's just makes it back into their 23, and here goes South Africa again. Oh, unfortunately, a bit of a mistrap here from Mrs. I believe that was Mrs. Amber Ferron.
It's Paige, number 2. That's our
Yes,
Paige
yes.
from South Africa. Just
My
a mistrap
apologies.
of the ball there. It wasn't a really good delivery because she saw the run on her and she used it.
But yeah, good job here from South Africa. I must say they are very comfortable moving the ball around, and the other overheads that are coming from the back there are very good. I must say that
A
the
quick play there by the Kenyan. Good judgment of the ball, but she does not connect. That is the only problem that the Kenyans have had this far. They make really great interceptions when it matters, but then just the final touch of the ball when they release it to their teammate, it's not met with the same brilliance as the pass is, and that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for them. But yeah, you know what? The thing is, with this team, they don't give up that easy. They keep on going, they keep on pushing, which is good. I'm happy to see that they're not dismayed by the score line. No, their missed opportunities, no chances. Still
Yep.
doing a very good job nonetheless.
And yep, Kenya gets to take a free hit out. So they're gonna have to bring the ball back. Yes, gonna take it from where the foul happens. In most cases, that should what happens, not to gain an extra advantage for yourself. And it is their aerial tosser.
She's doing very well with those aerials, I must say. Here we go, Kenya, with hopefully.
This, unfortunately, the umpire blew that whistle quite too quickly when she was trying to get the ball down. Would have been good to just give her the advantage because it was the South African player that was actually disadvantaging her. So it would have been great to just have her take that advantage play because she had two runners clear in on goal. Unfortunately now, what a ball! The goalie did very well on that end to keep Paige away from gaining advantage over her and actually probably getting a goal in. So that was great. That was great from her, from the goalkeeper, to just see that danger coming and actually taking her out. Oh well, the ball out rather. Yeah. And another shot. Oh, this time it missed Chotopa. She
Passes it right into the danger zone, unfortunately. So yeah, with less than 5 minutes to play here, with the score is 3 goals to nothing.
Great ball.
Yeah, with the score 3 to South Africa and no goals for Kenya at the moment. It just does stand that everything statistic-wise is in favor of South Africa, I must say. They're doing a very good job, South Africa, defensively, because they've kept Kenya out this whole quarter.
Absolutely.
Kenya haven't even seen a good circle penetration at all, and they've been shut out this whole game.
Absolutely, that's correct. So they are still keeping Kenya out of from scoring, but still putting up a high press because they decided they are not satisfied with just 3 goals. We need to get up on our goal differences. What a great run. That was a fantastic run from Kenya. She's trying to get that up the field and just got a poke away. Great, awesome. Great work there. Great work done there by the Kenyan number 9. Dora just decides, I gotta go at this. What's the captain gonna do? She changes direction, gonna attack from the right side. Hopefully goes to nothing. The ball comes in and not one Kenyan player inside to get in on the end of that. And absolutely South Africa is going to say thank you. Jody takes it up the field. They are so quick to attack right now. They are going up on attack with Deshawn, which is met by, that's Wekesa again, making sure South Africa goes absolutely nowhere. Great defending work, drawing them all the way back to their half. They are making sure they've had enough goals for the day. Thank you. We will just keep you out. Not a bad strategy at the moment. And that ball, whoa, did South Africa just got a short corner?
I believe they just did, yeah. So another short corner for South Africa here with about 2 minutes left to play. I think, the Kenyans are feeling a bit down because of the rain. But luckily for us here in Southern Africa, we've been blessed by good amounts of rain. So I think the South Africans aren't really bothered much by the rain. But I'm sure in West Africa it hasn't been raining much. So the Kenyans are a bit unfamiliar with the rain. But as I said, us here in Southern Africa have been blessed with good amounts of rain. So yeah, South Africa set up here for their short corner. They'll be hoping to try and get a goal from from a set piece today. Straight injection meets the first pass and a hit, and they go! Lovely stuff here from South Africa, getting their first goal from a set piece. We're doing very, very, very well, I must say. That was a very good goal from the short corner, and a good hit, a good stop, and a good push. The whole combination just made things very good.
we did say we wanted to see them actually convert their short corners, and they finally did just that. Unfortunately, Wekesa, although her stick was there, could not protect the goal from going in, and that is a struck striked goal. So pick ups for the South Africans, actually putting one of the short corners away. It's good to see. It's good to see. It's actually pouring cats and dogs at the David AstroTurf right now. Pouring cats and dogs in Windhoek at the Junior Africa Cup. I don't know, man. I'm excited every time it rains. I'm so super excited to have the rain fall upon us, because, yo, boy, does it get hot. It
No, I tell you what, Finny, I think those that are listening and watching from home did a good job that they didn't come out today, because, yeah, with all this rain here, I think they're quite happy with their decision to stay in and watch from home. But nonetheless, for us out here, you know, we're enjoying the rain. Like Finny did say earlier, it does get quite hot here, and it's nice to, you know, to cool down a bit with some nice showers down here. I'm sure the players out there are loving this rain. It must be good, but hopefully it doesn't start. I hope the lightning doesn't start anytime soon, because that could end very badly for us here. But,
yes, that's correct. We might just see a bit of a delay for the next game to start, but there is enough time between games to allow for the rain to settle down and the lightning to actually move on to other parameters of Windhoek. We are only having about 50 seconds of the game to go. Wakeza is still trying to keep the South Africans away from their goalpost. Ashley has been trying to do the whole entire game. Nothing has stopped her this far, except for the 4 goals. But yeah, it was a pretty exciting game. South Africa kept everything intact. They have used their set pieces most of the time to actually connect with each other to get that ball up the field and into the post. The reason of them getting more penalty corners is because they actually penetrating the circle more often than Kenya is, and therefore forcing fouls upon.
And here we go, there's the final buzzer of the thriller of a game we've just witnessed here, with South Africa going up against Kenya, with the final score being 4-0 for South Africa. What an amazing game of hockey we've just witnessed. South Africa coming into this game being favourites. Obviously, Kenya coming in being the underdogs, but the scoreline was a good reflection of the good hard fight and the grit that the Kenyans had from the very beginning. You know, it wasn't a complete massacre. As you can see, 4 goals isn't so bad, but I can say from my point of view watching this game, the Kenyans did very well defensively, especially keeping the South Africans out. I mean, with the amount of short corners that the South Africans had, they're only converting 1. I think that's very good stuff from Kenya. And unfortunately, from an attacking point of view, they weren't as strong as they should have been, but they did well nonetheless. So yeah, good game from Kenya, good game from South Africa, as they shake hands and they close off the game. And yeah, from a pouring Windhoek, we are live here at the Davin Trustco Astro here at Windhoek High School, in the heart of the city, in the heart of the country, the capital city, Windhoek, Namibia. And yeah, here are some highlights for you from the game that we have just witnessed.
Pretty good stuff from the Kenyan goalie. She really had her work cut out for her today, because she was diving everywhere, every part of that circle this afternoon. Thankfully for the rain, she got some few puddles on her few dives that she did. So yeah, but it was really good to see some great shots coming in from South Africa, finally converting their short corners, something that they're actually gonna have to take back to the drawing board on those short corner executions. But I see both men and women teams do that board goals really good, aiming for those boards when they take hits. Just lovely afternoon still in Windhoek, and yeah, a great game. It was good sportsmanship that happened right after the Huta had gone for the 4th quarter. It's good to always see that. As you can see, we're still getting a bit of rain. Um, but yeah, lovely stuff, great stuff. I'm happy to be here. Happy that you guys have joined us for the Junior African Cup. And yeah, we are soon gonna see the match statistics on your screen to take us through to the end of this game. There we go.
Yeah, as you can see here, with the goals are very obvious. South Africa did score 4 and Kenya didn't score any shots. South Africa took 5 and scored 4, so 90% conversion rate, which is very impressive, I must say.
Yep.
Circle penetrations being 15 for South Africa and 3 for Kenya. And possession obviously one-sided, very one-sided, 72% for South Africa and 28% for Kenya. And 12 penalty corners for South Africa and only 3 for Kenya. And a very disciplined game again, Feni. You know, as you can see, only that one green card that we had in the first check and no other cards the rest of the game, which shows you that these ladies came here. They played a very good gentleman's game, as they say in English. But I know they're not gentlemen, they're ladies, so a good ladies' game, I must say. And yeah. But yeah, coming up next at 5 o'clock, we have the men's national team. The Namibians will take on the Kenyans. So yeah, the women just finished. The Kenyan women team just finished. And up next, the Namibian will take on the Kenyan men. Fenley, how do you feel about this next game coming up now?
Well, Tawana, right now I feel like both teams actually have a bit of pressure on themselves going into the next men's game. You did see that South Africa and Zimbabwe are leading the locks, and so Namibia is third, and so Kenya would probably be looking into getting in one over Namibia, and Namibia have lost their previous game against South Africa, so I'm pretty sure they went back to the drawing board. They said they probably had to look at what they should do better for this game. So both teams will come into this game pretty amped up and ready to take on each other. And I'm definitely looking forward to exciting hockey. It's gonna be very exciting hockey. I do not see it being one-sided at all. I have seen the Kenya men's team in action, so it's definitely not going to be one-sided. And for that, the viewers and myself are going to be very grateful for.
Yeah, I mean, with the Namibian women closing off things here, day 3 at the Junior Africa Cup, going up against Zambia, that should also definitely be a good exhibition to watch. Namibia coming into this game, obviously being favourites, but we can't write off Zambia just yet because we can definitely, I can tell you, Freddie, that the Zambians didn't come here just to be scapegoats. You know, they came here to show their quality. So it's going to be an interesting game for the women as well. Just to close things off here today.
But of course, I think they're all here to compete. They have shown that they can. So yeah, it's really good to see, and will be brilliant. If you guys are still home, the weather is very lekker out here. So just come through to the David Astro Hockey Turf. If you're in Namibia, come enjoy the game with your big bright eyes, and of course we will continue to deliver the game to you with our beautiful voices and great analytic skills between Tawana and myself. So, but if you're a little bit tired of hearing our voices, please come through to the field, David Astro Field yourself, and have a look at day 3. We'll end both Namibian men and women to follow each other.
Yeah, and as Fendi said earlier, you know, it's a good weather for a braai. So then, you know, as they say here in Namibia, ons gaan nou braai. So, you know, come down here, you know, have a braai, you know, have a couple of beers. It is Easter Monday after all, so happy Easter to all our listeners and our viewers out there. And yeah, it will be lovely to have you guys down here and watch the last 2 games with Namibia taking on Kenya right now.
Namibia proudly hosts the Junior Hockey World Cup qualifiers right in the heart of Windhoek from the 18th to the 25th of April at Devon Trustco Hockey Stadium. The best young talents from across Africa will battle it out for a shot at global glory. who will represent the continent on the world stage. Follow real-time updates and all the live action on all our NBC Sports social media platforms. This is more than just hockey. This is the road to the World Cup. Catch every moment live on NBC2. NBC, it's ours.
And it is number 2! What a brilliant goal from JP Prince! Keep it simple in the same corner. Duran carrying the ball. He's been one of the
Key playmakers.
and this is unbelievable!
Oh, and that's
Puts it away. It is 3-1 to the Midland. And who is the man who finds that pass? Christian Duran.
Every team huddle, every kickoff, every scrum, every tackle, every sidestep, every try, absolutely everything rugby. Absolute Rugby, for the love of the game. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Behind every victory, there's a story. Behind every loss, a battle. This isn't just about the highlights, the trophies, or the roars of the crowd. It's about what happens behind the scenes, under immense pressure and in the shadows that few ever see. It's about uncovering the truths buried beneath the surface. This is Sport Uncovered, where we go beyond the headlines to reveal the hidden and untold stories of Namibian sport. This is not just about the athletes. Behind every performance, there is a system. Decisions are made by coaches, managers, owners, and administrators. These choices don't just influence games, they shape careers, shatter dreams, and define the future of the sport itself. Sport Uncovered digs deeper. We expose what happens behind closed doors, the challenges faced, and the dynamics that can make or break the game. This is about more than what happens on the field. It's about why sport happens and sometimes why it doesn't. No story is too small, no stone is left unturned. Sport Uncovered, where every move matters and every story counts. Every team huddle, every kickoff, every scrum, every tackle, every sidestep, every try, absolutely everything rugby. Absolute Rugby, for the love of the game. Wednesdays at 7 p.m.